I am Marty Nemko. Finding a career. 4 common hard cases. Here's what I might say to someone seeking a career in these 4 common situations. I'm an artist. And I could be talking with somebody who's a performing or a visual artist, an actor, writer, painter, musician. The generic advice is basically the same. And this is what I would say. Supply-demand means your odds are far greater if you have talent, drive, and connections. To assess your talent, ask people who you are not paying. Teachers and coaches have an interest in being positive. Same with family and friends. Instead, ask people with the power to pay you for a candid appraisal of your potential to make an ongoing living from your art. If the tea leaves are positive, boost your odds by identifying a niche that leverages your ability while holding promise for a sustainable living. You need to know the landscape to identify such a niche, but here are some ideas. If you're an actor, you might specialize in a character actor role that fits your looks and demeanor. Examples: the villain, the brainiac, the naive. Your resume demonstrating that will make it easier to land such parts. Of course, audition for parts in which your niche is needed. If you're a writer, what's a niche that pays that you could write well about? Examples: fundraising pitches, speech writing for politicians or executives, transactional lawyer, they draft proposals, agreements, briefs. What if you're a visual artist? Could you make AI your friend instead of a fearsome enemy? I could see artists not starving by understanding the pros and cons of various still and full-motion visual tools and mastering each, maybe within a niche such as commercials or educational videos. If you're a musician, what's in that you could do well? And should you pursue it solo or in a group? Build a mailing list. Bookers light up when they hear that a musician has an impressive mailing list. That brings me to the artist's crucial but often procrastinated part of the job, marketing. That means building that mailing list, networking with people you know, and becoming well-liked by influencers who you don't know. So many wannabes are pushing for leads and paydays that for networking to work, you usually need a thick skin and have to stay the course, revising your marketing plan as you're seeing what's working and what's not. Do you have the temperament and the ability for all that? Another kind of a difficult problem that has been often rendered to me as a career counselor is, I want to make fuck you money. Their typical explanation is, I see so many people struggling. I'm no genius, but I am bright and driven. What are some paths that make it possible to have fuck you money by the time I'm 40? Follow the money. Deal makers, especially as principals, can do very well. Looking at the tea leaves, I believe that putting together public-private partnerships may have better odds of success, especially those that leverage megatrends, infill, mixed use, green construction, with set-asides for low-income tenants. The core skill is salesmanship, the ability to convince rich people to invest and government agencies to contribute cash, relax regulations, and so on. If you lack the technical expertise, hire consultants, engineers, lawyers, and people with clout with government and fat cats. If you don't have the cash, offer them points. Another option is to keep cloning a simple business. My longtime favorite is gift card in a large high-end office building lobby. That's unused space, and so could be gotten cheaply often, or even free. You'll please your tenants without spending a dime. Sell timeless stuff like flowers and gift candy, and seasonal items like the swag from the hot sports teams. Run the first location yourself to learn the business, and then keep cloning it until you've made enough money. Don't get greedy. Too many outlets, and you lose control, especially of the quality of your employees. Do hire carefully, mainly people you know or referrals from trusted sources. Then treat your employees well because it's right and because they're more likely to stay with you and less likely to screw you. That all said, the price one pays in attempting to get rich is only sometimes worth it. Witness the many rich people who are miserable, or drug addicts, even commit suicide. Your odds of career and life contentment may be greater if you pursue with vigor something that leverages your strengths that also is in some demand. If you're not profligate, your chances of being satisfied with your life may be greater than if you went for fuck you money. The third kind of a common situation is somebody says, I want a career in a nonprofit. Well, many more people want to work in a nonprofit than our jobs, so nonprofits often are not immune from capitalizing on supply and demand. Their typical pitch to job seekers, I have a volunteer position for you, it's a great cause. Your best shot at a sustainable income in the nonprofit world is to bring in the bucks. Whether directly as a fundraiser or a behind-the-scenes wizard, who makes it easier to extract money from fat cats, for example, database management, and prospect research, which is creating dossiers on large potential donors that highlight their hot buttons, the sorts of pitches likely to work with them. Of course, if you have the connections, charisma, and leadership ability, you could aim to become a director. Executive directors of nonprofits can make very for-profit pay packages indeed. And finally, a common situation is somebody says, I'm a burned-out lawyer. Typical complaint, I'm tired of the contentiousness, sleaze, and fighting over which big company should get those extra millions. Well, many ex-lawyers go on to have a seat at the table at a for-profit or nonprofit, either as a lawyer or simply as a smart person on the team. Other ex-lawyers stay within the law but find a less annoying niche, for example, estate law, lemon law, or do-gooder law, representing illegal immigrants, tenants, and so on. Still, other ex-lawyers do something unrelated to the law but that benefit from a good brain. For example, the businesses I mentioned above, Dealmaker, cloning a bunch of small businesses. Of course, generic advice is unlikely to be optimal for any individual, so maybe best here is just to ask yourself if there is a nugget that lies within what I've read to you that might help you in choosing a career. In any event, that's on finding a career for common hard cases. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 35 books. Perhaps most relevant are Careers for Dummies and Work Stories, but all 35 are on Amazon. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.